if I ask you very quickly in 1 minute because of the time, why do you think your company grows? Quickly, 1 minute, all of us, please answer. Why do you think your company grows? Like, what is one driver of your growth that you feel it is there? Sorry?
Ease of access in our case.
Ease of access, cool.
Yeah.
Others?
I can go next. From Udaan, product market fit.
Product market fit, cool. Others?
A patient-centric mindset in my last organization.
Cool. Next.
A product offering for us.
Product offering, got it. Cool.
Seamless check-in for us here at Oyo.
Seamless check-in at Oyo, cool. Everyone had a different answer. But everyone only talked about one piece of the puzzle. That was very interesting. The reason I wanted to give you, I wanted that you guys should come back and say, I don't have one piece of puzzle. Because there are so many things that are working in harmony. It's like an orchestra. It's not a guitar basically that you are playing in silo and saying, Mera product market fit aa gaya, isliye main chal raha hu. Or even for an example like seamless check-in. Like, I don't know when was the last time I basically figured it out that it would be a seamless check-in, isliye main ye wala hotel book karta hu. I use Oyo a lot, but at the back of my head, that would be the last kind of a resort in my head saying book karta hu, right? So these are all great levers that you guys talked about, but unfortunately, they are only one piece of the puzzle. And a lot of things that we talked about are kind of output metrics. Seamless check-in is an output metric. Product market fit is an output metric. Variety is an output metric. So all of these are kind of output metrics. And that is one of the challenge for a growth guy when comes into, and when they start building into their growth role is they start talking about output metrics. How do I grow sales? How do I get more new users? How do I do XXXXX? All of these are output metrics, but they are not inputs. And for all of you who has done MBA, you guys have definitely read about the hierarchy of the needs that people have, right? So a lot of things that we do are actually not the end, but we need to optimize the means to get to an end. So what I mean by that. So all of you guys read news everywhere, let's say, to stay updated, read news to stay updated. That is actually not true. That is just not an output, because why would you want to be stay updated? There is something more, there is one level deeper to staying updated. Either you read finance newspapers because you buy shares and you want to basically have that set of knowledge. You read news, watch news because that directly impacts your life in one format or the other. So there are some means to an end basically, right? Now I'll talk about what input metrics are and what output metrics are and why it is important to understand the input versus output metrics. Now the output metrics that we generally see are the scoreboards. This is kind of a dashboard that all of you kind of know about. Here, let's say this is obviously a basketball kind of a dashboard, but if let's say you look at it from your org perspective, it's always new users itne hain, retention rate aisa hai, payback period is something like this, or a couple of these kinds of output metrics that you have. And most of the plans that a growth team or any team that generally builds out is mostly on the output metrics. Like, how do I get to programs or strategies that we build are mostly around the output metrics. However, there are a lot of individual metrics that get into to get this kind of an output. Very few orgs out there have an individual program or a team or a project that is running to optimize your individual programs. They use tactics. So if I talk about how do you buy impressions in your org, a lot of time it would be very tactic in nature. Very be some sort of strategy in place, as in I would buy traffic from these 10 sources, I will not buy traffic from these 10 sources kind of things. But these are still very tactic in nature. It's very difficult to have a full-blown strategy program in place and saying, I would go to the core of these impressions and why I would buy this even one impression. And this is the checklist that I go through if I decide whether I want to buy from this or not. There would be very few orgs out there that are doing something as deeper as that, because the numbers are so large. You have to buy 10 million impressions. You have to buy 100 million impressions. Trust me, when you have to buy 100 million impressions, you have a 100 crore budget. A lot of strategies kind of go out of the window because you are not able to finish those impressions as well. And then you say, okay, let me be, I am buying 50 million good impressions, and then other 50 million I can still manage from a couple of XYZ locations. So similarly, there are a lot of input metrics that go to an output metric. Now talk about, let's say, new users. New users is an output metric. The input metric to get positioning, product market fit, acquisition funnels, viral loops, content loops, SEO, all these strategies that we have, product triggers, strategic alliances, partnerships, all of these things are basically input metrics. And even if you pick one of these, there would be a lot of input metrics in that as well. So if you pick, let's say, Google Ads, there are hundreds of input metrics that you give to a Google ad. Your ad copy, your ad impressions, targeting, budget, bids, optimization, and back to your Google properties and other properties. What kind of dashboards you have, what kind of ROAS targets that you set. So there are even 100 more input metrics in Google itself that you basically put that. And if you go back, there could be other 100 input metrics that you can debate about during having each metric in place. So for example, ROAS targets. So you can even talk about, should I have a 1-to-1 ROAS in month 0, or should I have 3:1 ROAS on month 0? Like there could be a lot of debate, a lot of testing, a lot of things can be done in that. A lot of things can be done in ad copies as well. So most of the orgs out there that I see that are not very growth driven, they generally have 5 ad copies, 10 ad copies, 20 ad copies at max that they test. There are very few orgs out there that would have 100 ad copies. And when I say 100 ad copies, I'm talking about individual. I'm not talking about creative adaptations. नहीं मेरे यहाँ पे तो 100 तरह के sizes चलते हैं. I'm not talking about taking that communication and basically doing it. I'm talking about evaluating whether hello works better versus hi, or thinking about whether discount versus off versus limited time sale versus something else which works better. And I'm also talking about permutation and combinations and all of these ad copies and all of these targeting and snapshots and all of these things. So coming back, there are a lot of input metrics that you need to talk about output metrics. And when you are building a growth model at your end, you need to be very clear on what are output and what are input. If you are optimizing for your output metrics while not working on input, there is going to be a larger problem that you need to solve in the coming. So in a nutshell, if I talk about what input metrics and output metrics look like, here is what they generally look like. So input metric is more about basically different types of variables that you have. And the output metric is that your growth is coming, you are basically aligned in your, I would say, market or competition, basically what you are trying to do. Now, here's the Spotify example of what an output metric versus input, and back calculating all the input metrics that there are there. So what is an output metric for a Spotify? Time spent, and to optimize for that, a lot of people would do a lot of things. So let's say, and this is a very simplified version of it, but it would be very, very complex to in a real life environment. So time spent listening to music, let's say there are 2 things that will bring users back more often, which is once person downloads Spotify, I want him to come back on daily basis, weekly basis, hourly basis, whatever your time frame are, or at least multiple times a day. From an increased time spent per session perspective as well, if a guy is listening for 15 minutes, I want him to listen for curious to that. So these are, let's say, 2 input metrics only that can influence that output metric. But of course, you guys know there are 100 more output metrics that we can get. Now, to bring users back, there are again a couple of different types of input metrics. Let's say we want to talk about new artist notifications. So every time a new artist come in, I should send a notification so that I can bring users back more often. Recommendations, I should, based on users learning, I should basically signal it out. I should understand, I should see where they are spending time. How do I optimize their songs? So an entire recommendation engine comes into the picture that basically helps users bring back more often. And you can even start building all these input metrics here as well. So there would be at least 10 different types of artist notifications. You can discuss about whether I would send notifications via email, via chat, via SMS, via phone, via in-app notifications, via product triggers, or there could be a lot of ways to do that. Similarly, how do I recommend? There could be multiple algorithm methods that you can use to basically improve your recommend. And the second input metric, the larger macro input metric, was increased time spent per session. Then we should talk about, should we tell them to create playlists so that they can keep listening to that? Should we tell them to discover new songs? Should we tell them to do something else to basically increase their time spent per session? Should we reduce ads, increase ads, and all of these things? So in a nutshell, why I'm showing you this input and output metrics is really important, because when you are a growth guy in your org, you are basically not just optimizing for this one metric or these. You need to have 100, 200, 300, 500 or whatever those numbers are, levers that you can play with. And then you need to have a clear idea on what those metrics are and how